Yeah, so I'm going to share a story. It's probably one of my worst experiences dealing with a supplier, and it ends with almost getting punched in the face. And so
This is a good one.
yeah, so the story starts with my upbringing. I grew up in Iowa, and there's a heavy prevalence of Amish people. And if you're unfamiliar with Amish folks, it's a great group of people. It's a type of religion. They don't believe in electricity. They don't have the internet. It's a very simple way of life. And I grew up very close to an Amish community and made friends with a lot of Amish people. Now, in each Amish town, there's a blacksmith, there's a leather worker, there are a number of different roles in the Amish community, and they all work together to get food, to raise barns, to build houses. It's really admirable. I really like the Amish people, and when I drive by their farms, you see the kids outside working, and they're not sitting on an iPad or playing Xbox. I mean, they're out there working. So I just want to reinforce the fact that I have had very good experiences with making friends with the Amish, and so when I decided to start selling physical products online, I knew of a particular leather worker that made awesome products, and they were Amish. And so I approached them about sourcing some product from them. And because they don't have the internet, it is very difficult to send them orders. And so I asked, can I buy you a computer and pay for your internet? And that'll just be an easy way for me to send you orders. Because before I was mailing them, I put them in an envelope and mail them.
That's different than WeChat, right?
Oh, it's way different. And so, it caused some logistical problems, and it seemed like something that would be reasonable, at least from my standpoint. I thought that would be reasonable. And the supplier said, you need to meet with our bishop. And so I drove into this community, and I met with the bishop. I explained the benefits of this business. I was going to bring some money into the community, and how one obstacle was communication, because I live in Missouri and they were in Iowa, and how I'd really like to buy a computer just so I can send them orders. And this bishop, I've never been yelled at this aggressively before. He got in my face, he grabbed my shirt and pulled me in close, and I thought he was going to slug me. I thought he was going to punch me in the face. And he told me, don't bring your technology into my community. You're not welcome here. And he ran me out of that house. And I ran back to my truck. I really was, he really put the fear of God in me. And I get it, kind of shame on me for not knowing better than to pose this question, but it was certainly not a good experience. So I walked back to my truck with my tail between my legs, and the neighbor to this Amish community was an older lady. She's probably in her 70s, and she was out getting her mail, and so I just struck up a conversation with her, and she's Catholic, and so I asked her, about the neighbors, and so what ended up happening was I bought her a computer, and I pay for her internet now. And when I need to send the Amish an order, I email her, she prints it off and walks it across the street. And so that's how I got over that obstacle. But anyway, that's the story about almost getting punched in the face by a supplier.
That's an amazing story, David, and I'm glad you shared that. And really, that's one way to think outside the box and be resourceful, right? So that was an obstacle, you couldn't get direct communication with the Amish, and you did the next best thing.
Yeah, and that's turned out to be a great, that's been a 3-year relationship. They make great stuff. They make really nice products. And they're great people. I really enjoy working with them. It's a little different way of life than what I'm used to. but I really enjoy my relationship with them and value it. And if I could go back in time, I wouldn't have made that pitch to the bishop. And so for any of our listeners, if you're going to deal with the Amish, the key to this is you need to find a Catholic neighbor, or you need to find a non-Amish neighbor and buy them a computer and pay for their internet. That's how to overcome that hurdle.